Hey guys, before we get this video going, I really want to give a shout out to my first subscriber that is not somebody that I know. All the other subscribers are people that, friends of mine who subscribe after they saw him. It is, let's see. Oh shit, what's his name? Lance Isbell. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna give y'all a shout. Y'all go follow him. He's got 2 videos, but they're pretty good. He's probably gonna make some more. I don't know. Good old boy. Go follow him. Lance Isbell, if you're watching this, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. So get right into that video.
What's going on YouTube? Spam and Dipper coming back at y'all. With Parker. So, today we figured we'd make a video about unforgettable moments. Yes, I'm gonna let Parker go first.
Let's see here. I got one. There was this one day that Dixie Sucker Dick Liquor 69 that comes on the channel sometimes. He lives right next to a school, and all 3 of us used to go to this school. It sucked butthole, major butt worms. But
I'm gonna have to edit that shit out now. Cool.
But anyways, so we're walking over there to get drinks out of the vending machine, because they just got little vending machines you can grab drinks out of. And so one day we're walking over there, and we're walking through the hallways, and Connor just asked a random question. He was like, "Is there any cameras in here?" He was just wondering. And Gilbert was like, "No, not in here, but there is one in the new part."
Gilbert is Caleb's little brother. I don't know if you said that or not.
Yeah, Dixie Man's little brother.
Dixie Man's little brother is Gilbert. Alright.
And so, he was like, and he pointed it out, and all of a sudden we all waved to it. Just wave. And we get in the elevator and we go up to the 3rd floor. We're getting ready to leave. And, we had this vape with us that I had gotten from my brother. And I was messing around with it, and I was like, I saw this thing on the internet. Well, vapes don't set fire alarms off. Well, this man right here, he'll test anything. He will push it to the limits. So he's like, "Ooh, let me see it." And he grabs it, takes a big old hit, and blows it straight into the fire alarm. Alright, so you know how a school fire alarm works, right? You see one strobe flash, and then you know it's gonna go off. Well, I looked up, and I saw that flash, and I took off running. And them 2 idiots are looking at me, asking me why I'm running. And all of a sudden, the alarm starts screaming, and they take off running. Connor kicks the door open behind me. Not only did he kick the door open, he was also trying to ride down a little indent with
There's a trolley.
A hill with a trolley. And as soon as he was about to get on it, it started going off. He kicked it way down the freaking hallway, and then started running, kicked open the door, ran outside. And we ran back to Caleb's house, and we were sitting there, and we were all freaking out. Connor was paranoid. He thought we were going to get in trouble. But
I really wasn't. I wasn't freaking out as much as Gilbert was.
We weren't that time. But, 20 minutes later, maybe. No, not that long. It was probably about 10 minutes later.
10 minutes, yeah.
Fire truck shows up. We hear big air brakes, and we're like, "Why are they moving the school buses?" We walk over there, there's a fire truck. We're like, shit. And then next thing you know, the principal, the freaking headmaster, the assistant principal, they all pulled up in there. And we just chilled out at Caleb's house, like looking through binoculars and stuff, checking it out.
Like gun scopes, looking. Oh crap, that came out.
So we have no idea whether they went to check the cameras or not. Yeah. And they left eventually after about 45 minutes they left. So yeah, that's just a funny little thing.
Alright, so my unforgettable moment. I had one that I was gonna do that me and Caleb made an earlier video about this topic, and I never uploaded it. I was gonna do that one, but kind of decided against it, just due to its graphic content, and yeah. Um, so I have another one. We were up, so the parking lot of the school, there's a trail that goes, from Caleb's driveway. It goes through the woods probably like 15 feet and then to the school parking lot. And then up like 40 feet from that, like a couple parking spaces up, is this hole in the trees that is someone's backyard that goes up to the road. And so we're standing up there just like dipping and stuff, and this is at like
11 o'clock?
11 or 12. Yeah, it's pretty late. And there's a lot of people who come up there and like do drug deals and shit. And so
It's crazy because it's a Christian school parking
it's
lot.
a Christian school parking lot. It's also a church parking lot. And so, I mean, there's a lot of drug deals and stuff that goes on in there. So they have a lot of cops. And so they had a bad experience with cops down there one time. And his brother was like, Parker's brother was like, if cops roll up this time, I'm not sticking around to find out what happens. And so we're standing in that little opening that's like right connected to their backyard that goes up beside their house into the road. And so we're all sitting there dipping and shit. And right behind us, I'm sitting on the ground, Parker's standing there, Caleb's standing there, and his brother's standing there, all facing me. And my back's to the parking lot. And they all take off running. And I was like, at first I thought it was a joke. And then I was like, why would this be a joke?
I'm always the first one to take off.
And so I kind of like shaky, I don't even know why, but I like kind of just get up and turn around, and I see headlights right at me. And I was like, oh crap. So I sprint, and I catch up, and I see Parker laying on the ground like, ah. I'm like, we were all like, what happened? And he's like, I fell. So Parker face plants while running through someone's yard, screaming our heads off, with headlights chasing us through the parking lot, in some random person's yard at 11, 12 o'clock at night. And it was crazy. So we get to the road through these people's yards, and we decide that we didn't know if the people were still there or not. And I was like, guys, why don't we just walk to Parker's brother's car, just really calm and everything, just act like we were picking up Caleb or something. And they were like, that's a good idea, why didn't we just do that? So, we ended up doing that, and it was just a car, but everyone freaked out because they thought it was a cop. And they ran, so I ran, and it was crazy. Pretty unforgettable.
And across the street, there ended up being like 3 more cars for some reason.
Yeah, there were a lot of cars over there. So,
Weird.
yeah, I think that's about it. As always, please comment, like, subscribe below.
Comment exactly what you're doing the first time you see this video.
Please.
No filter.
please,
No filter at all.
Please, comment, like, subscribe.
Q&As. There will be future Q&As, but in order to do a Q&A, guess what has to happen?
You have to add
Comments.
questions. Thank you. Alright. So yeah, I'd really appreciate it. I'll give y'all shout outs for subscriptions. If you just want me to give you a shout out, I'll give you a shout out. This is Bama Dipper signing off.